Okay, this is Bamidele Abisoye from Lagos. My expectation is to be able to tackle objection handling in sales as a sales capability manager. I will also need mentorship. Would there be record for this webinar? Of course. I think the meeting is recorded now, so we can have access. So yes, so whether we want to learn, whether we want to grow, whether we want to be under mentorship, tonight's section promised to be, to be able to meet all our expectations. All right, so I want to welcome everyone once again to tonight's section. We are so glad to have you on board. And we hope that by the end of this meeting, you will go, all your expectations, in fact, will be exceeded. Thank you very much. So, without further ado, I will, what's it called? Let me introduce our first speaker, Dr. Oluyemisi Oyegola. So, she is a versatile, passionate, and energetic human resources manager, professional with a remarkable depth of understanding of HR and management best practices. She's actively involved in the strategic development and implementation of performance management systems, organizational development, workforce development, and change management, talent management, all of which are human resources transformational projects handled across several organizations she has worked with and consulted for. She is a learning and development expert with a positive attitude towards people management practices. She holds a master's degree in human resources management from Lagos State University, and her work experience spans across services, manufacturing, human resources management consulting, telecommunication, and the sales and distribution industry. She is also an associate of the prestigious Chartered Institution of Personal Management of Nigeria, CIPNMN, and an alumni of Atlantic International University, where she recently earned a PhD in Human Resources Management. She is blessed with a son, Akachukwu Ini Olua. So I will hand over to our first speaker now, Dr. Oluyemisi. Please go ahead, Ma. You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Ma.
Good evening, Ma.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Ma.
How are you all doing today?
Thank God we're fine.
Okay.
We're all doing good.
Okay, it's a great privilege to be here. And I want to say a very big thank you to my colleague, Adeyemi Melody Kolapo, for this invite. I want to thank the entire team of Sales Capability Hub for creating this community of sales people. And I trust God that I'll be able to impact, I'll be able to meet you at the point of your need, or rather exceed your expectations, because all of us are in this economy and all of us are salespeople. So we all have a common denomination, which is we are all salespeople and we are all in this economy. So without further ado, I'll just jump right into it. We'll be talking about a very critical topic. It is critical, it is topical, it is relevant. Selling in tough economy. I know that everybody on this call is a customer. I also know that everyone on this call is feeling the bite of the economy. So before you start thinking that your customer is somebody in the market, whether it is in the open market, in the retail stores, or in the modern trade, you, first and foremost, you are a customer. So in the last 3-4 years, how have you fared? Especially since COVID 2019, how have you fared? How have you fared in terms of your expenses? Is it the same way you were spending 5 years ago that you are spending today? Is it the same way you spent last month that you are spending right now? Even last year. Last year, we still bought fuel for about 922. 900, 850. As of today, it is 1,350. So all of us are feeling the heat, and we are being beaten by the same plague. So I will just jump right into it, and I trust that at the end of this session, all of us will know what to do, and then we'll be able to together promote the sales career and, of course, add value to our organizations and, of course, to our customers. So to jump right into it, I want us to, if you can just use your code scanner and scan this. I have to get out of this. I have to stop sharing so that I can go to Mentimeter. So we need to scan this. Are we scanning, or have you scanned? Is my screen visible?
No, ma.
Scan, ma.
It's not.
It's done.
Okay, well, just give me a moment. I will need to reshare. So, can we see my screen now?
Yes, ma.
Yes, Lolly.
All right.
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Don't know what's going on here. I'm supposed to be presenting. I wanted us to answer some questions as a my way of breaking the ice. So the question there is about knowing the people that I have in the room. I want to know my audience is a form of meet and greet. I think my network is please allow me to make the necessary. I wouldn't know why it's not showing. Okay, I'm resharing now. Okay. Can we see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can we see the QR code?
Very tiny.
Yes.
No, ma'am, we
Very
can't see.
tiny.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm expanding it. I don't know why it's coming out this way. Okay, if technology would not allow us enjoy our session, I think I should better stop sharing. Okay. I actually wanted to know the people in the room. That would have been a very interesting way of or breaking the ice. Since technology is not allowing me, I think I will just go back to my presentation. Okay, so why are we here? Is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma,
So,
it is.
all right. From what I can see from the chat room, we have 6 people here. 6 people, and it's great to have a privilege to talk to the 6 people. I work for a sales and distribution company. I function at the L&D department, and I've been doing this for about, it's going to be 10 years in December, coaching, training, developing capabilities, developing competencies for the sales people. So I'll be walking you through this slide for you to see the reality of our time, to know what you have to do, and of course, to maximize the return for your businesses, regardless of the reality of our time. So, what do I want to achieve? At the end of this session, I'm going to build, I want to expand your mind to understand the reality of our environment. There is something called VUCA, VUCA. The V there stands for volatility. The U there stands for uncertainty. The C there stands for complexity, and the A there stands for ambiguity. Those words, those acronyms, VUCA, defined the reality of our time. And this has not been, it's not a new word in the business world. It's been on for over 15 years. But however, in the last 5 years, it has become so evident. In fact, you can easily feel it. You can feel it. You can't hold anything in your hands. I remember about 2 years ago or so, it's like every week there is price change in the market. Today, the price of the product is 1,000. You get there next week, it's about 2,005. You get there the next week, it's about 2,000, 3,000. There was a lot of volatility when it comes to the pricing. And that was because the dollar rate too was not stable. Dollar was, jumping up and down like NEPA light. So that is the reality of our environment. And one other thing that has also stood out in this time is that customers' expectation is also changing. Customers' behavior is also changing. So at the end of this session, you will be able to adapt to the new way of thinking by your customers. The way customers has changed to align with the economic reality, so are their behavior. Their behavior too has changed. Their buying pattern has changed. Their spendings has changed. So a lot of things have changed due to this reality. And of course, at the end of this session, sales managers, I'll be speaking to sales managers a lot, because the sales managers, they are what I call the mitochondrion. Mitochondria, if you read biology, I actually had a background in applied chemistry. I read applied chemistry for my first degree. So mitochondria is the life, is the powerhouse of a cell. That is the way the sales managers have. They are the ones that stood between the leadership and the frontline officer. So if the guy at the middle does not understand the things I have mentioned, the last 2 things I've mentioned, there is no way they can cause a multiplier effect. There is no way there's no way the business can survive. Let me put it that way. Because the survivor of the business hinges a lot on the sales manager, especially the middle level managers. So I'm going to be giving us actionable strategies that will enable us go back to work on Monday. On Monday, not next week, not next year. I'm going to be giving you strategies that would enable you to hit the ground on Monday and start getting results. So let's dive into it. I have it divided into about 4 compartments. So this is the first one. What is this current economic realities? What are they? Purchasing power. Purchasing power has declined by about 30%. You may want, as I'm talking to you also, I want you to do a quick analysis of your role as a sales manager, of your brand you're managing, of your organization, and look at your sales numbers in the last 5 years. In fact, 5 years is too far. Look at 2024 versus 2025. Are you having more volume? If you're having more volume, in what category are you having those volume? Is it your small SKUs or your big SKUs or your mega SKUs? So as I'm talking, just try and be thinking, looking at your data in your mind and try and see what I'm saying and put it side by side with your reality in your various organizations. So I was saying that the purchasing power has dropped by 30%. In Nigeria today, not just Nigeria, because I believe that Sales Capability Hub is not just for Nigerians. I want to believe that we are going to extend to the other part of Africa. In Nigeria, in Kenya, in South Africa, Africa in general, inflation rate is about 18%. And then 65% price sensitivity. Shoppers are now more sensitive. You go to the store, whether it is open market or modern trade, you go there and you are looking at the price. All of us are shoppers, right? We are employees of organizations. We are also shoppers. We are customers. At a point, we will act as customers and you will go to the mall. You want to buy just snacks for your children. You knew how much it was 2 years ago. You know how much you are buying it now. So you are looking for the cheapest. You are looking for something that can just munch. Doesn't have to be big. Just have something. You wanted to munch, just take this 15 naira old. Even 15 naira, you will not even find. If you want to really enjoy it, you won't find 15 naira snacks. So customers are becoming more sensitive to price. And despite all of this, you won't believe this. Sales volume still grew by about 23% in 2024. Even now it's growing. You know why? Because for FMCG, we cannot close shop because people must just have to eat. People must eat. People must use your oral care products. People must use the person. They must clean. They must brush their teeth. They must eat. So FMCG cannot go on holiday because we still have human being, and the more the population, is even the better for FMCG, sector. Still on the reality check. I hope my screen is still very visible.
Clearly.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. So still on the reality checks, we need to understand this fact. We can't live in oblivious. We need to acknowledge the fact that the times are hard. And not just for your consumer, even for organizations. In recent time, you want to know how many organizations has left Nigeria in recent time. You want to know how many SME have closed down because of all of these things I've mentioned earlier. Whether we believe it or not, there is a rising inflation is rising. Whether it is food or whether it is fuel or everything is rising. And because of that, you will have to squeeze a lot of expenses. You have to focus on things that actually matters to your household. It is when you are focused on things that matters, then you can be thinking of, okay, what else? There is a lot of currency and the pressure on our currency. Thank God, recently, dollar has been a little bit stable. But even at that, we still have issues with people, with consumers purchasing power. Because your 1,000 naira in Nigeria, if you have to change it to dollar, I'm not sure it's even up to your 1,000 naira. How much will they give in the dollar? Maybe cents. So there is a lot of pressure on our currency. And of course, there are shifting priorities. Consumers are trading down, buying less, and demanding more value. It's like you want something that will do everything for you because you are looking at what you have in your hand, the cash that you have in your hands. There is shifting priorities. And of course, there is reduction in purchasing power, shrinking basket size. Before now, if you go to the supermarket and you want to spend like 50K on groceries, maybe you will go with 3, 4, 5 bags. Today, you can list a market with just one bag. With just one bag. And you'll be wondering, did the person mistype, miscalculated? What did I buy? What is all? You get home, you'll be putting them out, you'll be wondering, did anything drop on the way? Nothing dropped. It's just about the reality of our time. Then brand switching. Brand switching. In fact, at this time, nobody is loyal to anybody. Loyalty has been eroded. You want to look for what works. If you cannot buy a non-brand, you are looking for, is there any other unbranded? Is there any, you want to eat chin-chin, for example, you feel like snacking something. They told you, oh, let me mention my brand, one of my brand. Let's do boku, minimi chin-chin boku. You say, no, that woman by my house, she fries chin-chin. That is me is chin-chin. I'd rather go for that. How much is the 50 naira? This boku is 200. I will save 150. So loyalty is what is eroding. So what I'm trying to say here is that 72% of buyers delay non-essential spending. If it is not essential, they won't buy it. People now they have a longer purchasing decision cycle. Things that can in fact, impulse buying has reduced. People think longer before they make up their mind on what they want to buy and when they want to buy it. 58% of prospects demand stronger return on investment proof. If you are dealing with a distributor or with primary sales, you need to prove to them that this is my brand, product that you want to sell. You will have this much return on that investment. If the return on investment is not attractive enough, they may not buy from you. So people are well informed. They can speak to ChatGPT to say, I want to invest this on this product, and this is what it's telling me. Should I go ahead or not? So people are more informed. So if you don't come with a very stronger proof that your brand will deliver them from poverty, sorry, they are not buying from you. As I said before, 51% of consumers are now most price sensitive. So when we have what I'm trying to say here is that tough times don't mean no sales. That there is tough time doesn't mean you cannot sell. In the earlier slide, I shared that about in 2024, there was a volume growth of about 24% or 23% across the FMCG sector. So if there is volume growth, it means that people are still buying. And the fact that they are not buying your products does not mean that they are not buying the same product in the same category, buying the same product from different category, different organization. If I want to buy, for example, I want to buy toothpaste, for example, there are different types of toothpaste in the market. There are premium brands, there are value brands. If I look at my pocket, I might decide to jettison a value brand. A premium brand, and say I'm going for a value. It's better to brush my teeth. I can decide to go and do mine instead of doing Colgate or close up. At the end of the day, what do I want to achieve is to brush my teeth, and I brush my teeth. So it will take salespeople to be on standby. In fact, if your frequency of visits to a customer in a week is once, you have already failed this battle. And you will see as we go into the slides, you have already failed this battle. You need to create what the marketing people call positioning. You need to be on their faces. You need to be there staring at them 24/7 so that you will be there on top of their mind. Thomas, you will be on top of their mind. If you're not on top of their mind, right, they said out of sight is out of mind. So far you go out of sight, whether because of OOS or because of lack of merchandising of your product in the display and all of that, you are a goner. And then if they don't see your brand, they will look for alternative. So if you are not getting the sales, trust me, your competition is getting it. That is why in the old FMCG, there was sales volume. Go and check all the big guys in the industry. Whether you want to call Nigerian breweries, you want to call who is the Guinness, go and check what they publish in the papers about their income. their bank statement, statements, financial statements, they are making profit. So if your brand is losing, they are losing to another competition. So you need to find out what is the competition doing that you're not doing. So tough times don't mean no sales. They mean buyers need more from you. More in terms of trust, in terms of proof that you have a stronger return on investment, and of course, more of value. So, in summary, there is a lot of squeeze. I've said that, price sensitivity, loyalty erosion, and all of that. And of course, let me go back to this. There is something called courtyard labor rise. I mentioned that when I was talking about chin chin. There is a woman behind your house there that fries chin chin, unbranded. But she does it neatly, use stapler and all of that, and staple it together, and it's cheaper. So, and we have so many brands of chin chin in the market. And we're talking about squeezing of whatever you have. You're trying to squeeze some cash out, buy things that are essentials and all of that. And a woman that is so sensitive to price will rather go to Yasikara and pick that chin chin. It's very crunchy. So we have at those industry, those ones, those courtyard, they don't have NAFDAC. They're not paying employees. They use the oil that they've been using for how many days. So their cost is reduced, so they can sell at a cheaper price. They can sell at a cheaper price. So if you have such people in your market and you are selling a branded product, you will need to do more to shift the attention of your customers from Yasikara to your brand. Because that's industry too. They are also making a lot of money, and people are beginning to see them as the alternatives to the known brands. So, what am I trying to say here? Despite these realities, the population of Nigeria, for example, grows over 2% annually. So in Nigeria alone, forget other parts of Africa. After all, Nigeria is the largest economy in Africa, with the largest population in the whole of Africa. So Nigeria has the population. So we can leverage on that to do more for our businesses. So despite this reality, the population growth is over 2 million and 2% annually, and a large resilient customer base will still drive continued demand. So there will always be demand for FMCG products, regardless of the current realities. As I said, people must eat. People must take care of their oral care. They must take care of their oral hygiene, take care of the personal hygiene, and all of this has to do with FMCG products. They need to just do something. Who can cook without oil? Who can cook without, what is it called? All this Maggi? No. Who can do that? Had me. Who can do that? No one. So the population is there. The advantages are there. So you need to, as a salespeople, begin to do a mindset shift. So I'm moving to the strategic move for businesses before I get to the salespeople. So in tough times, the only product you sell in tough time is called trust. So the question is, does your customers trust your brand? Do they trust your company, your organization? How high is your BHT, brand health tracking? How high is it? How well do you measure your TOMA? So in tough time, organizations should begin to showcase their credibility, because that is the thing that will matter. Things that are abstract, they are abstract. Those are the things that you can use to attract customers in this age and time. Credibility is one of them, because from your research, 89% of buyers cite that companies that demonstrated high quality of credibility, they will buy from them regardless of their price. Reliability. How reliable is your business? So one price is what sales people will say is the price is price. It's not always about price, because the price war can never end. The price war is not ending anytime soon, and it may never end. So leave the price aside. Let's talk about other things that is not price. And one of them, as I said, is credibility. The next one is reliability. The next one is intimacy. How intimate are you with your customers? Do you know them? Do you know them to the extent that you can tell about their buying pattern? How frequent do they buy? What volume do they sell? How have you been able to take their volume from what it is right now to something that you can point to that is because of my interaction with you that your sales has increased by 10%, 20%, 30%? Self-interest. Some of them, they are just loyal. They put their self-interest first. It could be as low as, because my sister-in-law works with the brand, so I must buy that brand. Oh, it could be as, when Yemisi comes to my shop, Yemisi does not only ask me for sales order. Yemisi gives me business consultation. Yemisi is interested in my sales, in how I grow. She's interested in my family. She's interested about what I go through in life. When I was sick, Yemisi visited me in the hospital. It can be as minor as that. So control what you can control. There are things that I would tell my team that there are things that are within your control. So identify those things that are within your control and maximize it. For example, price is not within your control. It's not within your control. But reliability is within your control. Credibility, you can promote that. That because of you, people will rather buy your brand than buy from another salesperson. If all the sales manager gather at the distributor's shop, why is it that some distributors' shop or warehouse, other businesses will come? They will come. And this distributor will just be talking to one person and ignore every other person. It happens, right? It does. She'll just focus on one particular sales manager, chatting, gisting, and the others, about 3-4 persons outstanding. She will not even offer them a seat. It is all the things that I've mentioned: credibility, reliability, intimacy, self-interest that is playing out, not the price. So things that are within your control, maximize it. Your attitude, your effort don't depend on market condition. In fact, market condition is not within your control. So why force it? For businesses, they will need to also look at, reinvent their value proposition. Because in this economy, it's not price that will win, it is value. So what value is your brand adding? I said here that the battle is no longer just for the shelves. It is for the consumer's perceived value. So when you win that, you have won the sales. Why do businesses introduce small pack sizes, sachet and all of that? Because they want to win the battle. Sachet, suddenly all the businesses are not having sachet, even the ones that are selling gin and all of that. Sachet. So business will have to also do what? Reinvent. In this reality, businesses will have to reinvent what they are doing. And we have seen that in our markets. When businesses are launching new entry products too, they will have to look at other things. They will make sure that there is no cannibalization. Because if you want to also talk about volume in terms of tonnage, you need to sell your bigger SKUs. But all these things are designed for different audience so that you can win in all categories. whether it is the upstream or the downstream. And of course, focus on the essential. At this time, I've said it, I don't know how many times I've mentioned that on this call, that people are focusing on things that are essential. Things that have to do with their daily needs. There are some products that companies, consumers cannot do without. Regardless of the price, they will still buy because it is very, very, very what? Essential. So are your products essential? Are they meeting the needs of the people? So businesses will need to also look inwards to see how they can go back to the drawing board and redesign products that will meet needs of the people, of the consumers, and also create value for them. Channel optimization. You will know that all of us know that 70 to even to 90% of FMCG sales comes from the open market. I hope you agree with that. Do we agree with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So most of the sales come from the open market, informal trades, informal sector. So what it requires meeting customers where they shop. The informal trade, your open markets, your neighborhood store, your kiosk, your tabletop. How well are we invading those areas? The modern trade, and now the digital platform, omni-channel, e-commerce, are businesses also, because again, with the era that we are in, this era also eroded the digitalization platforms. So businesses that want to thrive, that want their salespeople to win, we also move with the tide. Because go and write it somewhere that I said so. In the next 5-10 years, the open market will begin to shrink. It will begin to shrink. And in some areas, in some states of Nigeria, open market is already shrinking. And what is going to happen is that the retail outlets will open up. People will move from the open market to the streets. Neighborhood. Companies like Boku, they have seen that ahead of time. That is why in every street, in most streets in Lagos, for example, you will see Boku. And their prices is very competitive. They are trying to wait for those that will come and join them. And by the time they will come and join them, they will have taken the old streets. So businesses should begin to think, to rethink their route to market, their channel optimization strategy. You should begin to think about it. Because you remember that we're talking about winning in this time. So companies that want to survive, they want to remain sustained, or they want to be sustainable, must also have a blend of all of this approach. They can't stick with one because it will not work. Businesses will need to also, strengthen their trade partners. If you're in the FMCG, you need to partner with your trade partners. You need to monitor them closely. You need to have very good relationships with them. Your trade partners drive availability and visibility. Optimize your POS. Don't just throw it anywhere. Collaborate with your retailers. Build sales capabilities. That is why we are on this hub. To build our capabilities so we can do more. Execution must be perfect. There is a book titled Execution, The Art of Getting Things Done. So try and get the book. You can find the summary on Google. Google it to find the summary. Execution. No matter how great your strategy is, if your execution is wrong, there is no way you can win in the marketplace. You can't win. Negotiation, data-driven selling. Some companies are still selling blind in this century. We need to leverage on data to create insights that will improve what? Return on investment. So trade partners, businesses should tighten up their trade partnership. And of course, growth. If you don't show that you can multiply your retailers, your distributors, sub-distributors, there is no way they want to do business with you in this time. The next one here is market adaptation. your product, as I've mentioned that when I was talking about sachet and small SKUs. Your product, some product has to be redefined. The pricing, distribution, promotion, channel focus, all of these things, the businesses will have to do it, adapting marketing strategies to all these things so that they can also maximize, their return on investment as businesses. In this age and time also, businesses will need to build trust and loyalty, because loyalty is more than I buy today, I won't buy tomorrow. Businesses should learn to give back to the society. They should learn to give back to society. Sponsor local events, schools, health initiatives. Just ensure that you put yourself out there. In fact, when businesses do that, it is not charity, it is a strategy. Some people call it corporate social responsibility. It's a strategy. It is not charity. Because when companies perceive, your consumers perceive you as a business that is community friendly. We spoke about self-interest the other time. They will open their hearts to your product and your brand. Loyalty reward. We do a lot of cash back in this season. You see many companies doing promo, buy 10, get 1 free. It's just a way of, exciting the trade and, bringing them about, more purchases and then, of course, advocacy. Social
Sorry to
impact.
interrupt, ma.
Yes, please.
You have 10 minutes, Mama.
10 minutes. Okay, I'll have to
Yes,
run now.
ma'am.
So thank you. So social impacts, I've talked about, corporate social responsibility, aligning your brand value with community upliftment. Tolerant, the business I work for, we do a lot of that. One of them is our ISK Center. Invest in digitalization. For us, AI is nothing new anymore. So businesses would need to, invest in AI. So I'll just move to I have some case studies here. I was talking about iPod products. I was talking about the relationship between Multi-Pro and Omnibis to drive omni-channel. Then I was talking about retail channel penetration. We need to do all of that to get to where we can meet our consumers. So the one that has to do with the sales people, I will spend the remaining few minutes I have talking about how you, as a salesperson or sales managers, can maximize your value to your business. The first thing is to reset your mind. Mindset reboot. You need to move from panic to opportunities. Move from nobody is buying to some are buying, find them. I need to cut my price. You don't need to. I've said that before. You need to increase what? Your value. The market is dead. No, the market is not dead. The market is just resetting itself. My target is unrealistic. You may be wrong. You just need to optimize your activities and do more with what you're currently doing. So what do I have here? I said that success in selling in tough times hinges on highly competent and adaptive sales force. People with the right skills will give you the right results. So the first thing you need in this time and age is your agility skills. Agility and adaptability skills. You need to. Most of the things that you need are not technical skills. You're already a salesman. But you just need to sharpen your soft skills. And one of them is agility and adaptability. You need to have a very, very, very good skills with digital. You need to upgrade and update your digital skills. Digital fluency is very critical. Relationship building. You need to have a stronger relationship with your customers. Then you have to be creative with your problem solving, including the way you handle your objections. You need to be very, very creative about it. And of course, you need to have business acumen and business intelligence, adapting it to your own environment. What work in Lagos may not work in Sokoto. What work in Sokoto may not work in Akwa Ibom. So you need to do a comprehensive market intelligence for you to know what can work for your own area and maximize on it. So sales managers as performance coach. One, sales managers on the call, I want to appeal to us that we need to shift from supervision to coaching. Coaching. Focus on improving your rest productivity and in-field execution. That is where you can get the sales from. Prioritize high-impact activities. There are some things that we do in trade that will not amount to anything, that will not add value, both to you, to your business, and to your customers. So prioritize those ones that will add value. Use data to coach performance. Track the KPIs, diagnose gaps, and then drive corrective actions. Don't wait till the end of the month. Don't wait till the middle of the month. Start from day one. Build frontline capabilities. I do tell my team that managers are responsible for the capability development of their team members, not HR, not L&D. It is the managers. Conduct field accompaniment. Excuse me. Field accompaniment. Don't just go on a frolic. Be more intentional. Be more intentional. Coach your team. Let them see the gaps in trade. Teach them what to do. I have a model that I tell my team, the tell, show, do model. Tell, show, do model. You tell them, you show them, and then you watch them do what you have told them and shown them. If they can get it right, first 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 outlets, then they have gotten it for life. Then drive accountability and results. Set clear targets. Review frequently and act. Don't wait till the month end. Because coaching sales team for execution excellence by driving disciplined outlet coverage, upselling and cross-selling, they are more efficient way of doing what? Managing your relationships. The way forward and my plan. Double your activities. In times like this, you have to double it. You are doing 3 outlets per day, multiply it by 3. Double everything you are doing. More visits, more outlets, more calls. Protect your base. Who are your customers? Who is giving you 80% of your sales? Identify them and prioritize them. Become a resource hub. Be a consultant, a sales consultant to your customers. Share insight, data, help them to grow their businesses. If you grow their businesses, they will help you grow yours. Master return on investment conversation. Don't shy away. Speak the language of the business. Speak numbers. And of course, make sure that whatever you are doing, you do it quickly. Don't give room for your competition to come in. Do it quickly. Sell in smaller bites. A customer, you want him to buy 10,000 cartons. You can start with 2,005. Then you move. By the time that person do the same volume 4 times in a month, you have hit your 10,000 cartons. Don't ask for 10,000, cartons, what's the fund at a go, because the money is not even there. So these are my blueprint for you guys. The first thing you will do when you get back to work on Monday, audit your customers. Categorize them in terms of volume, frequency of purchase, and every other parameters you want to set out for yourself. Then identify the 20 responsible for your 80% of your target achievement. Then assess the people in your team. Who is who in your team? If you don't know who they are, you won't be able to know how you will manage them for effective and more efficient performance. So, week 2, activate and penetrate. What do I mean by that? Reach out to your customers that have been dormant. Reach out to them. Find out why, and then close it. Create new outlet. Don't say because you have this customer, because they may dish you at any time. Don't stop creating new outlets. Don't stop creating new customers. And when you are doing that, make sure that you pitch across your SKUs. Build trade partnership that works. The third one here is accelerate and convert. Drive volume. Drive volume. Build trade loyalty. Establish or refresh brand visibility. Merchandising. Your POS material, how efficient have they been in recent time? Drive sales growth. Increase your strike rate. Then the last one that is talking about review, accelerate. What went wrong? What we need to do? Why did they went wrong? What can we do differently next time? Double check, opportunities. What can be done to fill up those opportunities? Then celebrate your wins. I do tell the sales team, take your team out. Once you hit the target, take them. Even when you not hit the target, celebrate your team. So I'm going to skip this. So I'm saying win now, win always. What do I mean by that? Deep dive into your customer needs, because I'm talking about winning strategy. It starts now. It starts now. Don't wait till middle of May. It starts now. That's why I said when you get to the office on Monday, start the little you can get on my session, try and use it and see what returns you will get on that. So become a trusted advisor, master your whatever platform you're using in your organization to capture your sales, your performance tracking mechanism. Stay resilient, stay proactive. Winners are made in lean times. Winners are made in lean times. In conclusion, in lean times, winners don't cut ambition. They sharpen execution, because top markets don't break strong businesses. And strong sales force, they reveal them. And when customers spend less, your value do what? Wins more. Thank you for listening. Do we have questions?
Oh, Mama, this is fantastic. Peju, over to you, Peju. Thank you so much.
This is such a great and fantastic section. Thank you so much, Dr. Oluyemisi, for it's such an incredible and insightful section. We truly appreciate you, Ma. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our second speaker for this evening.
No, Peju, I think we just have
Please,
to.
can we
some people are
unmute?
already-
Can we? Yes, mute.
yeah,
Mute
some
our
people
mics.
actually have some questions. I
Okay.
think they want to
Thank you
ask.
very much,
this
everyone. So, is
If you want to ask questions, you can go ahead to ask your questions. I have Victoria Odu Shegun. Your hand is up. Then also you can make use of the chat box. Yes, you can make use of the chat box to type your question. We'll definitely read it out. So the floor is yours, Victoria Odu Shegun. You can go ahead, please. Thank you.
When are you guys going back to school?
Victoria, the floor is yours, please. Hello, Victoria.
Good evening. Sorry, as I was about talking, my daughter cried, so I had to mute again. So thank you very much, Dr. Yemisi. This is really wow. Thank you, the organizers. I've really learned a lot. So my question is, now, how do we handle this? I like what you said on trust, right? Building trust and all can also help us win customers. So, but then I've realized that there are certain customers, no matter how loyal, no matter how kind you are to them, even if you sell to them on credit, right? When they now have the money to buy, they prefer to go elsewhere and buy with that money they have gotten from what you sold to them on credit. Now, let me paint a scenario to make it clearer. So we have this particular customer.
please, Mr. Samuel, can you mute your mic?
This customer was sold to on credit, and eventually, when this customer had money to buy, went elsewhere without my consent. Unfortunately for the customer, she bought goods that were close to expiry, right? She did not check. And so somehow she now she came back trying to push it to me that, oh, the goods you sold to me, this, that. I'm like, no, it's not possible. So long story cut short, we were able to investigate, and then we gathered that, oh, she actually bought from someone else, and the goods she bought from that person had issue. Apart from close to expiry, there were also other issues as per quality with the products. So Ma, I like to know, how would one handle such person?
Okay.
I don't know if my question is clear, Ma.
Very clear. Very clear. The thing is this. One of the things I said during my presentation is that we need to know our customers. You know, some of the time when salespeople want to sell, some of us become like jellyfish to our distributors or customers. Yes, customers are king. They're king. They're the ones paying the bills. I understand. But when you know your customer, as in knowing them back to back, there are some customers that you will need to actually teach some lessons. If a customer, a customer has bought some product from us, from you, you have you attach, resources to the person to deplete the stocks, and the person is supposed to come back and buy, and did not buy, because by so doing, the person has also affected your plan. You have scattered your plan for that period. So people like that, you will come back to them and give it to them in their own dose. So they will understand that businesses are not for unserious people. If you call your customers, we have given you our best by depleting your stock, and it's not for you to come and restock. You're not giving us excuses, and more so that you now went again and buy products that is not even of quality. We should show them, we should let them understand that, madam, because of what you have done, I'm going to be creating another customer close to you. And please, I will not give you my brand to sell. I will look for somebody that can do the brand. She'll be the one buying, because it's supposed to be a win-win thing, both for you and for her. That means that for her to have done that, she's looking for something cheaper. And then if that product has not expired, she would have come and destroyed the pricing. She would have come and done things that would have even given you more stress. So people like that, it's okay. You can warn them, give them warning later to say, madam, this happens again, there'll be consequence. The same way you give consequence to your team members that did not meet target. Customers too can be given, they should have consequence management. Like if you violate the rules of the game, there will be consequences. I will just create one distributor in front of you, and there is nothing you can do about it, and nobody will want that. And again, one other thing we should also be able to do as salespeople is for us to preempt our customers. Some of them would have been promised that they will give you this volume at the end of whatever time, and you will go there, they will tell you it will not come, and you have missed out on your target. So let's be preemptive, let's be proactive, let's be preemptive, so that we can also have our plan B. So this person is not buying, at least I have my plan for how my volume will come. And if the person misbehaves, there should be consequence management. So that would be my submission. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma.
All right, thank you so much, Ma. This is a very, very great one. We cannot thank you enough. At least you actually explained some key drivers, and you actually expose us to some strategic steps, right? That we should actually lay emphasis on, that on Monday we can go and use as a tools to help us achieve in this tough time, right? So on this note, I would like everyone to know that this webinar section is on, we are actually recording it. So you can have access to this on YouTube. So these will definitely like upload these on YouTube. So you can definitely have access to it on YouTube. We will definitely share the link that you are going to use to download it. These strategies, they are actually something we can actually put on, what's it called? On what's it called? For effective use later on. So I got distracted by a chat right now. Let me check. Maybe it's a question. Can we kindly connect with our speaker on LinkedIn, Madam Yemisi? Someone is asking that, can they actually connect with you on LinkedIn? I don't know. Probably you can actually answer that one.
Yes, sure. Sure, just look for Yemisi Oyebola. You can't see any combination like that anywhere. Go and Google it. Yemisi Oyebola is the only one. There is no other combination like that in the whole world. So just go on LinkedIn, look for Yemisi Oyebola. It's a very powerful combination. I mean, Nigeria indeed. So look for Yemisi Oyebola. You will see me on LinkedIn. Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much. Please, can we entertain one more question before we welcome the second speaker? We are actually, what's it called, time conscious too. Any other question before we welcome the second speaker?
Hello, good evening, Yemi.
Yes, Mr. Adeni Cotton. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Am I audible to all?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
I want to sincerely thank Madam Yemisi for this wet deliver lecture, and it's highly insightful and helpful to most of us in sales. But my question just is this: she talks about essentiality of product, that a whole lot of people are shifting from every other thing to things that are essential to their family and to their needs. That's in terms of customer purchase now, and that is applicable to every one of us. Now I want to ask a question. If you are a salesman and you are dealing with a product that is not so essential, that is not rated as essential, and the target pressure, all other things are coming for you, how do you manage such situation? Because such situation, if it's not essential, obviously distributors, they will, no matter how loyal you think they are, they will always invest their money. You can only get that their loyalty for the first time. If that essential product did not go, you won't get them the second time. So how do you sustain such things, and how do you manage such situations when you are in sales? That is my question.
Okay. For products that are essential and that they're having challenges, one of the things you can sell is the value of that product. One thing that I tell my team is this: your distributor is not your consumer, but your distributor has access to your consumer. What distributor needs to know is the return on that investment. If she's putting the capital on the ground, what is the need for her? If that is clear and she's getting value for her money. Now, the next thing to do is to also educate the distributor about the products in terms of the fab, the features, the advantages, and the benefits of that product. So that when a sub-distributor comes to a distributor's shop, you have been able to convince that distributor to have belief in that brand. She is the one that will use her mouth to say, this is the product that I just bought, this is the benefits, this is what it would do. And that word of mouth, and because again, our distributors, sub-distributors trusted her, they can pick a carton or two for trials. And I'm saying this because all things being equal, the marketing teams also would have done their own part, because sales and marketing goes pari passu. Sales cannot just happen. Sales cannot just happen. Something must have gone down somewhere. When you see a brand moving, somebody somewhere has done something in the mind of the people. Remember, we spoke about perception of the people. So somebody has done something somewhere. So the distributor becomes your spokesperson, knows the product, tell it to the sub-distributors. Sub-distributor pack 2, 3, 4 cartons, go to her store. Retailers come there to buy. She said the same story to them, and then that one too goes to a retail outlet, said the same story. People do not have to like the product, but because they trusted the person selling it, and because the person believed in the brand and has owned that brand as a brand, it may take a while, but that product will fly. So, but what most of the time, what sales people do is that they just pick the brand and they just wanted to just meet their target. They do not take time to explain the intricacies of that product to their distributor, who will in turn, like word of mouth goes a long way. And by the time everybody is saying the same thing, you will want to try. Now, it's one thing for them to now buy and try. And then the consumer tastes the food and feel, oh, this food is, I don't like the taste. That's a different thing. That's a different thing. But that the products moving from one trade partner to another is achievable. You're not selling because of the price. You're selling because of the value that product is going to confer on everybody in that chain, from the distributor to the consumer that will be eating that product. So are the values were communicated? Are the features were communicated? Do we have the belief of the trade partners in that product? If the trade partners can believe in your brand, if they do not have a doubt that, oh, this product will go soggy, oh, this product will go soft, oh, this product is this and that. But by the time they have that, no matter how small, is enough for them not to be able to sell. And you know, when distributors do not have feeling, it kind of connects self-interest in your brand, they have the sole power to kill that brand, regardless of how great that brand is. So we should manage our trade partners very well. And indeed, I look forward to a time in the history of FMCG where when businesses want to launch products, they will have stakeholders meeting. Have stakeholders meeting and encourage them to see, taste, have a feel, give feedback. And then the companies act on that feedback before they go to do mass production, so that these people, when it gets to trade, in fact, your marketing activities will be reduced. The marketing costs will go down because the people that will push the brand, they already believe in it. They will see to it that it succeeds, especially if the ROI is very high. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just like we can tell, we can't have enough of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. So on this note, I would like us to welcome the second speaker because of time. I know we have a lot to do, you know. So because of time, can we just go to the next speaker? Would you?
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Yemisi. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Yemi. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our second speaker for this evening. He is a results-driven leader and strategic partner with 26 years of corporate experience spanning the pharmaceutical, FMCG, and human capital development sectors. He has worked with organizations in the oil and gas, real estate, pharmaceutical, FMCG, and international and national social enterprises, non-governmental organizations, and more. He holds an MBA from the University of Ibadan and a DBA from AIU, USA. He is deeply involved in consultancy, training, and business advisory, helping organizations build capacity, drive performance, and achieve sustainable growth. Please welcome Dr. Chinedu Inwala. Over to you, sir.
Cynthia, do you have a question? You can. Cynthia Anya, did you have a question? Can you unmute and speak? Okay. You're welcome, sir. Dr. Shinedu, you're actually welcome.
Okay, good evening. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Can you see my slides?
Yes, clearly.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
We can see it, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Unfortunately, I couldn't log in on time, but I met the latter part of the first speaker, and I also heard some things about the questions that were asked. and they were quite interesting and intriguing, even though some surprised me because I felt um, when I was a national sales and marketing manager, I mean, industry launch targeting opinion models and influencers were key to driving the success in the industry. But then I learned a bit one or two things from her, and I hope I'll be able to do justice to the topic given to me, which is selling in a tough economy, winning customers when they are spending less. And in order not to waste too much of our time, okay, I think I've been introduced, so let me move. Now, I start by telling you that um, the economy is not, sorry, the economy is not your excuse. And shouldn't be your excuse. You should allow it to be your competitor's what? Excuse. What does that mean? You must have a winning mentality. And the truth about it is that winning mentality is not established in tough time. It's just like the way soldiers don't train for war when there's a war. They train for war when there's peace. Which means that you are who you are, whether in good times and in bad times. The only problem is that bad times may reveal you more. Just like how darkness makes light beautiful when it's dark. And that's what happens when tough times come. And I've experienced cycles of tough times. And I can tell you that one, they don't last. Sometimes never last, but tough people do. And that any fact facing us is not as important as our attitude towards it. And one thing I can share with you from my own experience that everything can be taken from man, but one thing, and that which is that the human freedom to choose your attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's way. What do you see? Do you see tough times or you see opportunities? Just like how Eric Ford said that the problem most people feel in harnessing opportunities that oftentimes opportunities come in problems. As a salesman from experience, tough times are the best times to show your worth to your organization. Show how good and competent you are. It may not be, anybody can sell when it's not tough. Anybody can sell when it's not tough. But not everybody can sell when times are tough. And so if you're going to be a champion, if you're going to be a winner in this career as a salesperson, I spent a number of years before I switched to marketing and then before I went into so many other things. Tough times are the best of times you should embrace. That's when you prove your worth. That's when you prove how much value you are to your organization. And obviously, if it's a right thinking organization, that is the best time to recognize those that deserve to be promoted, those that deserve to be promoted into leadership and top level management positions. Okay. Now, let's look at a few reality checks about the FMCG sector, for which I've also played there a bit. One is what we call consumer down trading. In this case, shoppers are switching from premium to value SKUs, from supermarkets to open markets, and from branded to unbranded alternatives. What does that mean? It doesn't mean they're not selling. I'm sorry, it doesn't mean that they're not buying. It doesn't mean that sales is not going on. The only problem is that channels may change. And that's one thing you should look out for. Where are the new channels where people are going to? And how can we go there? Just like we say in business, track the money. Where is the money going to? That way you know opportunities. Okay? Obviously, we're already getting used to the sachet economy, which is surging. So tough times will only escalate it the more. Trade channel pressures. Distributors and retailers are tightening credit, reducing order sizes, and demanding shorter payment cycles. Your pipeline is squeezed at every node. There's fierce shelf competition, which drives margin down. Retailers give share space to brands that move volume. Visibility is earned, not given. Merchandising is now a frontline battleground. So how your distributors are managing your products, positioning them on their shelf is critical and important. We also have issues bordering on the naira volatility and how it's affecting pricing. Then finally, the last thing there is what? The price transparency. Consumers are comparing prices now. The internet is there. Different media communities are being formed. People are sharing information there. So we now live in a more naked world. So you can't afford but to be open and honest and transparent in your pricing. So understanding the environment that shapes every sale you will attempt to make is very critical and very important. What macro conditions mean for every sales interaction means that one, we can be experiencing reduced consumer spending, currency and inflation pressure, business margin compression, extended decision cycles, and selective and cautious buyers. Let me emphasize that customers have not stopped buying. They are buying deliberately now with a lot of intentionality, which means that now you don't approach people as just a mere salesman. You're a professional in sales with sharper value filters and high proof requirements. They need to have supporting facts why they should buy more, supporting facts why they should not reduce their order, supporting facts why they should accept a price increase from the company, supporting data. You're a professional. How do you approach them? Thank God I heard the last speaker say at times some new salespeople approach people like beggars. And let me be very honest with you. When I see some salesmen the way they dress, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I mean, I worked in organizations that made sure that it's not that they were paying us for dress allowance, but they will give it back to you that telling you that this is not how to dress, this is not how to represent the company. And more importantly, this is not even how to represent yourself. I always tell people in sales and marketing, you are the first product any customer is buying. You are the first product. So how well you present yourself matters a lot. Because my job is not that they will reduce the number of people that they will buy from. My job is to make sure that even when the customer is reducing, even when the distributor is reducing, I am among those that he cannot afford to let go of. That should be your mindset. That should be your attitude. That's how you should frame things. And so, what are the psychological shifts that are changing? In normal times, people could buy because they wanted. They took it for granted that they would sell, which drove a lot of spending. Okay? Then, often, the case of turnover, turnarounds, or whatever terms you may want to use, speed, conversion cycle, cash conversion cycle, was the order of the day before. And of course, there was a lot of trust then, which was apparently taken for granted. And what does the new economy contain for us? Now, consumers are moving from buying based on want to buying based on need now. Buying from based on spending because the money is available to what? To the saving mentality. They are very deliberate now in what they do and a bit more skeptical because they don't want to waste schedule. They don't want to tie down money in things that will not give sound cash conversions. Okay? Sorry. Oh, I'm going backwards, sorry. So what are the pressure points? Let me reiterate again. Reduce demand can be one of them. Intensify competition, budget cuts and freezes, and higher rejection rates. The old spray and pray approach to sales is failing against cautious buyers who demand strategic partners but not product pushers. So who do they see you as? Strategic partner or a product pusher? Where you have the interest of your company at hand, don't forget, your distributors, your wholesalers, your retailers, they're your trade partners. And guess what? They have the leverage. They are closer to the consumers. That's what you must always understand. So the earlier you begin to address them as your strategic partners and begin to relate with them on that level, the better for you and I. Once they see you are just a product pusher, they can easily let go of you in tough times because they know it's about your own interest, not their own interest. You're not interested in their own interest. Yes, when they hit target, you give them a reward, a loyalty reward, as the case may be. But do they feel it that you are part of them? A good example, if by chance your company lays you up because of this downtime, and they probably want to start the business on your own, probably in line with one, how many of them would stand up to support you wholeheartedly? If you can't boast of any of people you have worked with before who will be able to stand up with you, then you can speak and attest to the quality of relationship you had with those distributors back then. Even years after leaving them, some of them are still my friends. We interact on different forums and reminiscent over good old times. And so, based on the understanding I had with the invitee, the person invited me, that I'll be speaking to different categories of people, frontline sales people, line managers, and sales managers. We have to approach these times differently. For the frontline salesperson, how do you approach things? For the line manager, how do you approach things? And for the sales manager, how do you approach things? For the frontline sales people, you carry the burden of the targets at the front, at the last mile. And I'd like to tell you that your targets have not gone down. They can't go down. We understand the reality, but we can't. We will stretch you because we believe that you can still do more with less. You will learn how to have better conversations at the point of sale. You will learn how to handle objections from retailers and consumers, how to increase offtake from existing outlets, and how to prospect and open new outlets in tough conditions. To the managers, you have to be very realistic. It's tough out there. Rejections can increase. This is when you now bring out your ability to coach and mentor, inspire. Don't see yourself as a manager by office. See yourself as a manager because in the heart of your boys, they look up to you for inspiration and you are there to give it to them. So how to coach your team through rejection and frustration, how to optimize territory coverage with less, how to read pipeline health and intervene early, and how to set stretch goals that motivate and not crush. Maybe a few things I will touch around. And to the sales manager, the board wants growth. The market is contracting. Shareholders are looking for increased return on investment. You must understand that. I remember when I first became a sales rep and we had issues with a particular product that was good. I mean, it had less competitors, but there were problems with increasing growth in sales because of price. And I remember we used to go back to the office and complain about price. Let's reduce price. Back then we spoke as frontline people. But with time, when we became managers and we became senior managers and co, we understood better. We could see better that there were many factors that are put into consideration in fixing prices, that you can't just reduce prices. There's the factor of brand and perception. And let me tell you, when I put myself in the shoes of a consumer, believe you me, if I can make you get rid of 10%, 20%, 30% of your regular price for me, I will tell myself that, oh, it means that all this while I could have gotten a better deal. Believe you me, that's how it sets me. And because I know that, I've always said price reduction is never the first line of action because of perception. As a marketer and as a salesperson, we're in the business of managing demand and perception. So as a sales manager, what should we learn to do in times of the downtimes? We need to redefine our success metrics. What do we call success in that time may differ from what we call success in in times of boom? How do we protect our key accounts while opening new value channels? And how to reallocate resources to highest ROI territories? And how to build a recession resilient sales organization? The hard truth about selling right now is that 33% of Nigerian consumers say they have cut spending on non-essentials. Yeah, I heard somebody say you are selling something which is considered as what? Non-essential. How do you cope with it? It all depends. Who defines essentiality? Because the reason why a consumer can say this product is a luxury item, let me tell you the truth, is the work of marketing. No, it's not the consumer. The only problem is that we made the consumer own that decision. But everything we do, from the way we design it, the way we price it, the way we position it, the way we distribute it, oh, this must be a luxury item. Because we understand consumer behavior very well. So if you're a marketer and sales and you don't have a good grasp of consumer behavior, then you will have challenges. Because whether we like it or not, people are spending, whether boom or downtime, people are spending. Because the truth of the matter is that, technically speaking, there's no contraction. The only problem is there's redistribution, there's rechanneling. So in some cases, what you may consider as non-essential, you need to reposition it as being essential. Find a way. Look for a new value orientation and reposition it in the marketplace in combination with marketing activities. 80% of consumers say that there's this kind of what? Discretionary retail sales in Lagos State. 70% of B2B buyers say budget approval is harder to get today than 2 years ago. Yes, because people now are becoming more rational. They want to be sure that they're making the best of decisions, not just making good decisions, but the best of decisions with resources that are available. The old playbook is broken. So this session will give you a new one, hopefully. So we'll be looking at the recession buyer. We'll be looking at the 5 selling shifts that are taking place, tying it down to consultative selling. We'll be looking at value reengineering. We'll be looking at trust. Thank God I heard the last speaker talk about trust. Trust is very key and essential in the times we're in. We'll be looking at the sales conversation, then the Nigerian FMCG playbook. The recession buyer, how minds and wallets change, and what it means for FMCG. I believe you all can see my slides very well, right?
Sure, sir.
Yes, sir. Clearly, sir.
Good. Good.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
When money feels scarce, the brain shifts. It's natural with everybody. From loss aversion over gain seeking, from short-term thinking dominates. Risk avoidance, we want to avoid risk. Does the buyer see your product as a risk or an asset? What is your product doing to your customer? What role? I don't know if they train salespeople now on product categorization. Not from the point of view of the manufacturer or producer or marketer, but the retailers, the distributors. What is your product doing for the retailer or for the wholesaler or for the distributor? A good example, is your product driving traffic to their place? No foolish man will see that a product drives traffic to their place and will want to reduce it. They want to maintain it because that product drives traffic. Is your product the cash cow for them? You are seeing your product as the product. Put yourself in the shoes of a distributor. What is your product doing for you? What is that product doing for his business? What role is he playing? I will give you an example of myself. And I will tell you experience I've had with some people. For those who know me among you people here, I like to take Coca-Cola products, especially the canned Coke. And Believe you me, this is what happens. Whenever I go to buy Coke, I like it when it's cold, especially in the evenings when you're driving back home, have one or two to just sip around. And then you brand somewhere to buy, and then the Coke is there. Guess what? From buying Coke, I will pick one or two other things I might not have thought of. Impulse buying and co such as. And let me tell you what happens when I come and I don't notice the can Coke there again. Can you guess what happens? Can anybody tell me what happens?
You look for alternative.
I go to an alternative place. And if the retailer is not paying attention, he doesn't know. Because most of these retailers take their customers for granted. They don't even know why their customers are buying. I go to another place. Now, the guy would think that, oh, there's a problem. The only problem was that what? The primary thing that used to bring me to your shop was Coke. It's not there. So I go elsewhere to get it. And definitely, I can't pick my Coke and leave that place and come back to your place and pick the other things. I would rather pick everything there. So you must understand the psychology of what? Scarcity. When an FCG buyer says versus what they mean, I will reorder next week. What does it mean? You must learn to see. One thing you must learn is sensitive listening skills. Listening to what they are saying and not saying. I will reorder next week could mean I do not have cash right now. So what can we do? Your price increased again. You begin to get jittery. You can't even defend it. It's so amazing how some people cannot even defend their pricing. He could be saying, help me justify. I'm looking for a reason why I should accept this new price. I am taking less quantity. What's he trying to say? You could be saying, I'm not confident if it will sell fast. The other brand is cheaper. What may be saying? Show me why yours is worth more. I don't know. Do we take our time to process objections? Do we listen to understand, or we listen to respond? I don't know how much of training and exposure every one of us has. But I tell people, the first asset you must have as a salesman or marketer is you. Your self-confidence, your listening skills, communication skills, interpersonal skills. Very important. So, assuming now you just took it on the surface, I will reorder next week. What will you do? You probably walk away and wait for next week to come. Abi? But as a professional, he's trying to say, I do not have cash right now. Okay, so what can we do? Can we give you small now? Then by next week we increase the order. Because what do you do? Some people will say, now company, now waiting they talk, we don't woke up, Christ don't change. Eh? Man, if I hear you say that, if you're one of my boys and you say that, we're in trouble. Let me justify the reason. Oh, there'll be some form of added value to it. We've incorporated this, we've done this, blah, blah, stuff and cool. And we felt that there was a critical need to give to optimize quality in the marketplace. I am taking less quantity. Good on the surface. But why? Fear. Loss aversion over gain seeking. I am not confident to sell fast. Okay, sir. I know why you're talking this way. You feel that you won't be able to, your cash conversion, this product will. Okay, this is how we can work together as partners to combat it together. We'll give ourselves 2 weeks. With a little bit of support here, we'll try other means to drive in traffic as well too. We'll go the extra mile to help drive traffic. What do you think will happen? You've addressed that issue. The other brand is cheaper. If you're not confident, inferiority complex, to get the better part of you. And let me use the local lingua, you can miss over them. Now, what are the 3 types of trade buyers in downtown? Like I said, the way you know what they say, know your bank, say know your customer, KYC. Do you know your distributors? Back then, I classified my trade partners into 4. I use buying, so I had a 2x2 matrix, and I used to know how to manage. If I was not hitting target, I knew which quadrant to go to. If I needed to generate cash quickly, I knew which quadrant to go to. And what was the quadrant? I don't use price payment. I mean, buying and paying. So I have 4 quadrants: good buyers, good payers. Good buyers, bad payers. Good buyers, and then bad payers, bad buyers. And believe you me, I never neglected any quadrant, even the bad buyers, bad payers. I just learned how to manage each and every one of them. Do you understand your how to stock? Why? No, all no just. Okay, difference here. And who wants to buy? Oh, then the frequency. Confidence. Then the opportunity trader. They see the data as a chance to
So maybe I guess also that Mr. Dr. Shinedu is having some network issues. So before then, please, there is a link that is actually sent. Please, can you reshare the link also to the chat box? Please, we will need you to quickly help us to fill the feedback form. So we'll appreciate your feedback about today's webinar section while we wait for Dr. Shinedu. So please, I'm also okay, thank you. Pedro has actually done that. So please just take 1 minute to just do that. You know, it's very, very important. It will also help us in honest assessment of our webinar sections and also way to also do better next time. So thank you very, very much. So hope the webinar we are learning, please 1 or 2 comment sections. Comment from anyone, please. You can unmute and speak at this junction while we are with Dr. Shinedu. Anybody, please, you can unmute and speak. I can promise you will close very soon. Anybody, please. What has been your learnings? What are the key takeaways? Please, anybody can actually do that. Thank you. We're all sales people, we are sales coach and every other things. We have a lot of people on the group. Please, you can actually unmute and speak. What are your learnings? Did you gain any actionable insight? Thank you. Please feel free.
Okay, good evening, everyone, once again. So I like the parts that encourage salespersons to always dress well. So I like to just emphasize on that. It's really key because people get to see us before they hear us speak. Naturally, I enjoy dressing well, whether I have money or not. So hearing this again gives it more weight.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Yes,
I
thank you.
like to say that in follow up to what the last speaker has spoken, I also support that view that is very critical for us to dress nicely whenever we are going for, in fact, even going anywhere apart from going for sales, because you can even meet your customer or meet any of your, clients on your way. So our dressing tells so much about us, and also our first impression. Sometimes maybe when we are getting to a sales point, the first time you get there, the impression you create in their mind we always resonate, whether they would want to have you come visit them again or something. So, and in addition to that, also I feel our hygiene is also very key. So some people are very repulsive about smell and odor and stuff like that. So it doesn't cost so much to smell nice. Maybe some people don't use deodorant. Maybe they felt it's not ideal for them, but it doesn't cost so much to get a good deodorant, a good perfume to smell nice, and to ensure also that we have nice oral, perception around the people that when we are speaking, they are not hearing something else while we are speaking. So this is my own view also. Uh, as a backup to what the last speaker said.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good
Isaac, you
evening,
can unmute
everyone.
and speak.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Please, my observation about the last speaker is, I don't know if the host can tell him should put his laptop or whatever he's using for the presentation in presentation mode, just like the
Okay.
previous speaker did, so that we can see it more clearly. And I must say that he's doing justice to the topic. Very fantastic. So that's the truth, because the way one of the biggest challenges that marketers or sales person face is this objection handling. So the way he's treating the objection handling is doing very well, especially this time, because this issue of price is very sensitive now. Most of our clients normally talk about this increase in price, and from what is saying now, so I've learned how to handle it better, by proposing the value the product has for our customer. So I think it's doing very well, and apart there is also other many things. So it's very, very educative. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Isaac, you can speak.
All right, thank you very much, sir. I'd just like to say that the webinar as a whole has been very educative. So, as people, especially in this period, there's the challenge of, prices are increasing, the economy stuff, we are not meeting targets. Management is not understanding what is happening. So there's a lot of rumors from our resources, from every end, from our trade partners. And, learning to deal with our trade partners, not just from our target point of view. We don't just say, okay, we're in the month of May. Our target this month is 30,000 and we must meet it. So we also need to consider that, okay, our trade partners, how's your business doing? What is happening? How is this thing affecting? What can we do? How can we talk facts, data? How can we talk from the point of profitability for you, return on your investment? What value can our products give to you that competition cannot give? Not just discuss our price is high. What else can we do to give value? So I think this is a very eye-opening webinar, and I must say thank you very much for it.
You're welcome. Please let's engage with the feedback form, please. Although I'm getting in touch with Dr. Shinedu now. I think he's having some network problem. Let's give him let's say 2 or 3 minutes. He's not joining. Probably we'll have to reschedule him for next month. Probably. But I hope he joins soon, because I know a lot of us, today is weekend, we like to rest and prepare for other activities tomorrow. So if you ask me what are my key take homes right now, I'm going to tell you one fact that as a sales manager, we have to shift from supervisions to coaching. We have to focus more on supervise, to coach people. There is this saying by John Maxwell that said, when a player is not good, is not doing good, or when a team is not doing good, do we sack the player or we sack the coach? These days, how managers of big football club are actually sacking coach, not the player, right? So we need to focus more on our coaching skills, right? As a manager, as a downliner, we need to actually focus. This should be our priorities, right? Then we should use data to coach. There is nothing that actually what was it called, speak volumes and break rumor than data, right? And there is nobody that can argue data out, right? So we need to track KPIs, right? Diagnose gaps, right? And also drive correctional activities, or actions, right? So it is very, very critical that whenever we are doing, not on assumptions, as a manager or as a downliner, we need to use data to pitch or to do whatever we are doing. Then we should also build what? Accountability and results. Then Dr. Shinedu said something. He said we need to what? When he was talking about the psychology of money, he was saying that we need to reorder next week. That at that point we need to address the gap. Is it that there is no money or there is no cash on grant? Then your price is increased. You should have justification. Whenever there is price increase, the first thing we'll go to in the market is our price has increased, though. Our price has increased, though. People will and one thing is consumer or customer actually they react to price. Especially when the product has substitute, right? And in our own Yoruba term, for people that don't know Yoruba, they will say, line won't call for me hospital. That is not something that is mandatory for me like a drug to use, right? So customer are actually sensitive to what to price. So when there is price increase, we need to actually have in fact, when we are pitching price to our customers, we should pitch it from the point of justification that based on this, based on that, that is why we are actually increasing our price. So then also it was talking about I am taking less quantity, when this customer, they don't have confidence about that product. Let me just give it a trial, right? Let me give it a trial mentality. That is on this aspect. Then show the other brand is what is cheaper, right? They want to know why that they need to go for your brand as against other brand that is actually cheaper. So also unfortunate at this moment, I could not get in touch with him. Probably we'll have to reschedule him for another time. I know it will definitely come up another time. Probably he's having some network problem over there. Our service providers these days, they they know how to hack up, right? So I don't know if you suggest we should bring him on board once again, please. You can actually show your emojis if you actually want us to bring him once again. Please show signs, use your emojis. You know, if you actually want us to bring him up on board. Okay, 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 okay. So, okay. So, on this note, Peju, do you have anything to say?
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I guess we are rounding up by now, right? Oh, Yemi, are we still bringing Dr. Chinedu on board?
Please, we can just engage please kindly ask, have we all filled the feedback form? This is very critical. I think he's actually busy right now. He's actually busy. Some look of things, you know, probably we'll have to reschedule this. I promise. If you are not in our community, please let me share the community link with you so that you can actually join the community so that you can have access to various information on the community. So you can have pasted the link to the community in the chat box. Please, you can join the community. So you can actually use the link in the chat box to join the community. So yes, Guju, I think on those notes, because the time is now our friend. So we are very sorry. Dr. Shinedu is a very busy person. So, but definitely our next webinar session, I promise that we'll definitely speak on this topic. So we need to finish this series. So we'll continue this series in our next webinar section. So on this note, I want to thank everyone for participating in today's webinar. Please do well to share these community links to your friends, to your co-workers, and tell them about this community. Be a good ambassador of this community. You can only achieve growth by you, right? So please share it across. Tell them it's a learning platform and where everyone grows together, opportunity to learn, right? So as I've said, we are going to treat this topic next, and I promise you, Dr. Shinedu also will be our major speaker for the day. So thank you very much. We are saying thank you for joining today. Could you can actually close the webinar section for today. Thank you, everyone. See you.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, and to all our amazing speakers for tonight. And to everyone who joined us, we really appreciate you. Thank you. We hope that you found this section valuable and were able to meet, your expectations. So, like Yemi has said, we'll definitely be bringing Dr. Chinedu on board once again. So, please let's kindly fill the feedback form if we haven't yet. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening and God bless. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I see majority of people are asking for the YouTube link. Please, you can check our what's it called, community. You will definitely see it there. So we are going to paste the link in our community. So thank you very much. Bye-bye. Have a lovely night rest.